And to give a show of how much I got done back here, part of getting the fence out. And now almost have access back to the white coop. And that I'm going to call good for today, because ow. Well, most people have most likely spent the beautiful sunny Sunday with their families doing Easter egg hunts and making big lavish meals. Kim and I have been busy clearing out the area back here. The area that previously was so choked up with blackberry briars is now almost completely cleared out. So we decided to go up to the point of the survey line, or the trail that the surveyors had cleared out of the briars anyway, and up to the back of the shed there. So we now have a clear access back to the white structure from back here. That area is cleared out. Need to rake out that section of the quail coop and yard. And there's something in the briars behind. Probably a bird, a rabbit, or a cat. But we got quite a bit done in about 3.5 hours compared to what we had on the last video. I've got fence starting to be rolled back here, as opposed to having it running along the briars there. And unfortunately, in order to actually get to that space so that we could build it back up, raking the briars in, had to move the survey stake that was identifying the location of the property marker there. So apparently everything north of that property marker is actually somebody else's property altogether. So while many families in the world were enjoying an Easter Sunday with their families, we were being productive and clearing out more area, as Tiger now surveys his newly opened hunting grounds. Actually, last night, Kim and I saw Tiger stalking a rabbit that was probably about half his size, and I'm not sure which would have won had he managed to get the rabbit. But we managed to clear back to where the surveyors had cut the trail through. And all the cherry trees that are in blossom out here are really messing with my sinuses. Like that one there. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. Cherry blossoms. As well as the ones that are right above the coop that we're staying in. All those cherry blossoms, all that pollen. But they're quite well tarped up now. Matter of fact, one of the things I had failed to record last time in discussing things that we have done to set up the coop itself is I had pulled the green tarp that had been above the 3-room, since we had the big blue one now, and now have it blocking wind and rain from coming in on this side. And we also have the room dividers from the 3-room tent now acting as privacy screen and wind and rain block around the corner. There goes the city bus. And since we've had a few days of nice weather now, the carpenter ants are starting to come back out. So Kim and I, in preparation for barbecuing up some sausage tonight for dinner, are currently smoking out the coop. So we have some wood burning in our barbecue, and we kept the coop closed up for a little bit, let the smoke build up in there. Unfortunately, when you do something like that, eventually the smoke gets to the point where the flame can no longer survive. So we had to open it back up to let air in. There we have our lovely little barbecue flaming away, and my lovely wife observing it. But this has been one of our primary sources of heat through the winter, along with our 2 propane heaters that we have out here, as Kim has demonstrated in previous videos. But I figure while we have a little bit of light left, show what Kim was trying to demonstrate in her last nighttime video. Unfortunately, with alterations I've made above, this rainwater collection location doesn't quite work right anymore, so I'm going to have to move that to the other side of the 3-room. My cooking area, 2-burner stove, propane tank for it. The blue trash can back there is actually for my kitchen scraps like eggshells and cuttings from onions and carrots, whatever else I've got going. Water bottles that are 2 of them are actually just empty milk jugs that have been rinsed out. That one is was originally a distilled water gallon that I think has a leak in the seal or in the seam of the plastic. Of course, now the weather is warming up. The only purpose for a fire anymore is for cooking, and just for the love of the crackle and open flame. And Spaz is, as always, a pyro kitty, constantly loving to get around the fire, play with candles, anything that flames, and even on a warm day like today, sit right next to the barbecue. So apparently there are 3 fire lovers in this family. Yeah, she's one of them. Tiger, anytime there's a fire, gets as far away as he can. So I decided to start up the camcorder again. Tonight's dinner is Adele's sausage. We got the garlic and artichoke tonight.
Yes.
So Adele's sausage, like many sausages, are curved, which makes it kind of difficult to get an even cooking on a barbecue grill. But thankfully, some time ago, Kim talked me into getting a kebab skewer and stand kit from Home Depot, which makes it a little easier to get them evenly cooked, except for when, apparently, like this one, it's lopsided on the skewer and doesn't want to stay in position. Exactly. Almost right on cue. But it makes cooking the sausages a little bit easier, so you don't wind up with 3 scorched sides and 1 with almost no heat. Instead, you wind up with it just being a pain in the butt. But hey, you know what? Little side commentary like this, I think, just adds to the story of our survival out here. So, anybody who doesn't like the side commentary could just kiss my big toe.
You don't want to do that.
Hey, just because I've got hobbit feet doesn't mean anything.